Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3. We are playing as France yet again. Last time I told you that I hadn't looked up what in the flying heck was going on in September of 1943 in the real world. And in just the end of September of 1943, the King of Italy, Vittorio Emanuele III, had signed a secret armistice with the Allies, arrested Mussolini and all that fun stuff. And the Allies had advanced to Salerno, which is this province right here. The British and American troops did two different landings, one over here, one down here, and then they made another landing here in Salerno, and they met up just at the tail end of September. And Hitler set up a new social republic up in this general area, and the next few months were spent pushing up down here. And honestly, they chose a good time to do it, because not much could be done during the winter on much else of the front. So in terms of where to invade, they chose well because the Mediterranean doesn't really freeze during the winter, you know, so you can continue military operations through September, October, November, December, January, February, without really suffering too much from winter attrition and all that sort of thing. So that's where they were at on the Western Front. In the East, I believe it was one of these islands. I believe that the Americans had begun their reconquest. I think it was the Solomon Islands. I honestly don't remember. But they were nowhere near where we are right now. The Allies are doing well this game. Also, the Soviets had just retaken, what was it? They'd already pushed well beyond this point. They hadn't reached Odessa yet. They hadn't reached Kiev. I believe they were pushing... They'd taken back Stalino, yes. By the end of September, the Soviets had taken back Stalino. They still held on to Leningrad, obviously, that never fell. But the line was essentially all the way back here. And this is where they are now. They're within, let's see, this is within 130 kilometers of Berlin. We are within 110 kilometers of Munich. And we've just taken Bitburg and Saarlouis and Saarbrücken. We're doing pretty well. We're doing all right. Hopefully we can extend their line even further and press our advantage in basically numbers. So that's basically the point. Okay, we won against the sole, lone German tank division. Wonderful. We are also attacking in Trier here against this heavy armor division, which is, I mean, we decided against building heavy armor divisions just because they are so bloody expensive. But they are tough nuts to crack. They are slow. They are easy to surround if you have mobile units. But oh boy! Actually, let's leave you back here so that you can reorganize just a little bit. We are doing okay over here. We're managing to get just a tiny bit of supplies up in this general direction to allow them to actually regain organization, which is a fantastic thing. You know, I wish that would happen more. But we might need to withdraw from that province. I'm not entirely certain. Looks like we've sort of stabilized the rest of our line, though. Let's even it up a little bit over here. And yeah, I think we're doing okay. Like, if we can just distract the Hungarians and the Germans, make them send more troops over here, more troops over here, more troops over here, that's a weaker line facing the Soviets. So they'll be able to advance quicker. Looks like they're about to take Stettin and this radar facility here, so that'll be a good situation. Deny the Germans some of their intelligence. And I redeployed the entirety of the British Expeditionary Forces over in the north. Basically decided to not advance down here, to push north, try to take up to this river, basically. We'll see if we can take Köln, Dusseldorf, push in this general direction. Dusseldorf is worth yet another 10 points, which is fantastic. Let's see if we can get down to Stuttgart and maybe link up our lines. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Basically take the entire south half of Germany. That would be great. I'm not entirely certain that's going to happen. I'm not sure that it's in the cards. Let's see if we can make this a nice quick war. Attack from 4 directions. Outnumber them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1. 6 to 1. Yeah, Luxembourg, you can have military access. That's fine. Are you at war? No. Yeah, they haven't attacked the Low Countries at all. So yeah, that was a nice easy fight. 7 to 1 casualty ratio. Happy about that. Let's move one of you over here just to even it out just a little bit. And next, what is next? Let's move you over here. Yeah, I think our focus should be on linking up down here. So we are going to want to push a little bit in this direction, but that won't be for some time. We still have a lot of mountains to go through still, and dense forests and all that fun stuff. So hopefully we can push at least to this river without too much difficulty. Although I think we will be spread fairly thin before we get to that point. And none of this territory is good for tanks. Absolutely none of it. So these units might be more of a problem than a real help. But if anything, they'll pack a little bit of an extra punch. Hey, thank you, Great Britain, for sending us yet more infantry. Let's move you up, put you to good use. Yeah, let's rest you for just a little bit before actually attacking, pushing up some more. Okay, let's move 2 from here, and we'll use our mountain units to support the attack, and move 1 from here and use the mountain units to support the attack. See if we can overwhelm this this garrison unit before they can get reinforcements into this region. We can only attack from 2 provinces, so it's only a combat width of 15. So by deploying 5 units, we have a combat width of 17, roughly. And yeah, 5 to 1 deaths, 200 to 1,000. It's a good fight. We are still being attacked in Trier, which is bad, because we are being pushed out of Trier. So let's move a bit of reinforcements in. Because boy, German, like, they're even crossing a river into our forest over here. Completely demolished our armored car support brigade. I mean, these are British troops, so I don't like how their brigades are set up. They're really understrength tank brigades, honestly. But still, okay. Let's do a little bit of a counterattack down here just to remove that unit. I think we need to rest. I think we need to stop this offensive. We're just losing too much. We are too weak. Too weak. Our units are being absolutely demolished. It doesn't help that we can't contest them in the air at all. They just have utter air superiority over us. Complete. It's ridiculous. Okay, how are we doing down here? Okay, we did knock that garrison unit out of the province, but they unfortunately got reinforcements up there in time, so we didn't take the province before they got up there, which is unfortunate. Let's research some more first aid. I'm not sure how much attrition we're actually suffering, but might as well. Okay, we are continuing to suffer supply problems, so we'll shorten the front, shorten the distance that needs to travel. This is an urban environment. It'll be nice and defensive for us. This position is increasingly becoming untenable, so let's retreat from it, and we'll spread out just a little bit more. We are giving up yet more mountain provinces back to Germany, which is very bad. It looks like the Soviets are having difficulty as well, although probably not with supply, probably with just actually beating the Germans in any significant way. Okay. We pushed them out of St. Wendel, which means that Trier is less exposed. And it looks like we pushed them out of Kappel as well, which is wonderful. As soon as we get into this province, we'll attack over here into Blunds. Forgive my pronunciation, once again. But yeah, we are very weak in this province right now. We need to let this, all of these units completely reinforce. We completely lost our motorized anti-aircraft brigade and the 1st Armored Car Brigade. It just completely demolished them. So we need to let them completely rest and reorganize before we can actually attack with them again. Let's start moving some people up here. We're going to try to push them out of Achaean. It looks like that's their weak point with just a Hungarian unit here, so let's attack with you three. See how hard you are. Oh yeah, easy nut to crack. Continue to spread this front line out, force them to spread out even further. And we'll move yet more units up. We can spread out more than they can. Unfortunately, that's the opposite direction of the whole, link up to our southern front. But I'd like to push them back behind this river. It'd be nice and easy to hold them all. Well, it would be easier to hold them off from behind the river. Alright, just as soon as we're better off here in Trier, I think a nice attack would be in the cards for us. Where are we being attacked here? In Fargus. We're Fagaris. We are retreating from Fagaris because of the lack of supplies. So yeah, we'll just completely retreat. Hey, combined arms warfare. Our tanks are that much better. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, there's that done. Let's start doing some of this. The supply transport for cost, supply throughput. Probably should have been doing that this whole time. Actually, let's bump them up. Because we're having such supply shortages and difficulties, it might be in the cards. A little bit of a counterattack up here is doing just fine. They're attacking us with Hungarian troops, trying to push us out. It's not going to happen. And yeah, we can do a counter-attack up here. We are attacking yet again into Steiner's 10th Panzer Division, which is defending at 300% efficiency. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. This one unit is completely... Okay, we need to widen the line. Just do token attacks from the sides to increase the width so we can get more units to the front. Spread out the damage among our units more evenly so nobody completely gets destroyed. And make it so that we can flank them a bit better. We still... Okay, we got to Kappel, but they are attacking us, which is fine. Let's shift a little bit. We'll shift a few units over here, and a few more units in this general direction, since we are trying to get up that way. And as soon as that combat is done, we will attack over here with a supporting attack from Kappel. Doing all right, doing okay. What are you guys doing? You're moving. All right, good. Oh, another British armored division. Let's move you up to Aachen. All right, 500 for 1300. It's a good trade, in my opinion. And let's do a support attack from the side there. This is Lieutenant General List. Our units are gaining good experience here. Like, they've been in constant combat, basically. Like, I think that we have a very experienced army at this point. Can't really complain about the experience level of our troops, except for these ones. These ones are just crap. Of course, they're all old guards, so don't really know what I expect of them. Alright, we got them there. We're doing okay. Let's move one unit down there, one over here, and let's keep this momentum going. This is going to be a bad attack because we can only attack from one province, and we can't do any supporting attacks, and we do have enough troops to fully flesh out the front line, so, I mean, we're going to win. It's just, it would be preferable if one of these troops we could use as a flank, as a supporting attack, but looks like we pushed them out anyway. This province does have a fort, so it's a good province for us to have. And I still don't feel really comfortable using this unit to attack, so I guess we'll just not. We'll use some of these units down here to attack. This is the 5th Panzer Division. Okay, we've maxed out the front line. Some of our units are rather damaged already, but I think we'll be able to push them out of here and move up to this this river. Use the river as a good defensive point. Yeah, if we can make it all the way up into Mainz here, I think that'd be great. And I'd like to take Köln from them just to deny them the use of this airbase right on the front line, as well as Dusseldorf over here, just because it's a victory province, and it probably has a significant amount of infantry in it as well. I'm not sure that I want to reduce the amount of troops on our line more than we already have, though. So let's continue to spread out just a little bit. I think this is their weak point over here. I'd like to just push them back another province or two, so that we don't get stuck up against the Swiss border over here, but might not be in the cards. Oh, Soviets have advanced within 70 kilometers of Berlin. It's getting pretty close. We've taken 2 plus 25, so 27 victory points from Germany so far. They will definitely surrender to the Soviets rather than us. That said, they're only at 30% surrender, so I mean the war's it's gonna keep going for a little while longer. I think it's basically set for them. I mean, once we held out long enough for the Soviets to attack, we were no longer the ones under the most threat from Germany. You know, let's attack from the north too, just to make them really think about staying in this province. Think long and hard. Pushed them out of somewhere. Or we won something. I need to pay more attention. Okay. This is turning into quite the battle. Let's do some supporting attack. Extend the line a little bit more. Let us get more people on the front. They're trying to reinforce it even further, but these are just Slovakian troops. Don't exactly have the best reputation. Doing well, doing well. Have another armored unit we can deploy and attach to the 3rd Armored Corps. Actually, we're not doing anything at all with our Armored Corps. So let's take the 1st Armored Corps and move them up here to the Maginot Line. Why haven't I done this already? That is so ridiculous. Okay, so we take the 1st Armored Corps, detach it from the 1st Army, add it to the Maginot Army, and then we'll be able to use it up here, where there's, you know, actual plains and areas we can actually use it in, rather than mountains. Like, gee, okay. Good job. Awesome. Should have done that a long time ago. Okay, so Bluden's was good. Bonn was not. We lost 600 more troops than we killed. Against that one... The one tank. The one. It was just the one. My goodness. German troops are dangerous. They are very good at their job. But we are pushing them back. They just don't have enough men to really cover this front. Oh, okay. And here I thought the Americans were holding out. I guess they were not. Alright, well, Japan just took Manila and forced the Americans into a small enclave in the north end of the Philippines. It doesn't even look like they have any combat troops left, it's just the HQ division. The Americans do have troops available. They can redeploy the troops in Guam. They have, looks like, a full army group up here, fighting in Rota and Saipan. Actually, didn't the Americans already have Saipan? I thought they'd already taken it from them. Japan might be pushing the Americans back. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Things are not going well for Ethiopia now that Italy is no longer supporting them. Honestly, I don't think they were ever going well for Ethiopia and Italy. I mean, they lost, but that's fine. Once this situation is taken care of, all of these British troops will be able to be completely freed up. And apparently we are, like, oh, right, Italy is our puppet. We puppeted Italy, so whatever Italy takes, we take instead. because Italy doesn't exist as a independent country really anymore. Alright. Things are going well. Things are going well. Let's keep it up over here. See if we can't continue to push them back. Leave a few units. And then continue to shift people along the front. Starting out pretty well. We're attacking already weakened divisions, so I'm not expecting... Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to put up too much of a fight there. They are counterattacking us here, though, which is rather stupid. It's really just a waste of organization. We have so many defensive modifiers that it's really not worth it for them to be counterattacking us here. And... thank you, autosave. And there it is. Yeah, they just threw away 1,000 men. And then we're going to counterattack their counterattack, and they have 0 organization left, so there we go. Wonderful. It's going fairly well. Alright, you've got fuel now, so let's move you up. Let's push into coal, I guess. Let's not attack with everybody. 4 units from there, and we don't want the tank. That's foolish. We'll use this marine division. It's not too damaged. Support the attack. And just unsupported infantry division from there, just to extend the front line. And they just retreated because it's a Slovakian division, and they don't have a very good reputation for actually being able to fight. So there we go. Push them out there. Let's actually move everybody in, I suppose. We'll try to take Dusseldorf, and then over here, and then that'll be the extent of our advance, I think. Just because that would be an easy line to defend. Basically completely defended Belgium, excuse me. Belgium now. No longer have anything to worry about. And once we get this this armor division over here, we'll start pushing. In this little salient here, we'll try to get Mainz taken care of. Yeah, let's just, we have that armor division. It's a British armor division, so I'm not entirely convinced that it's going to be any good. But we'll do it anyway. And yeah, it's the 11th Panzer Division. Luckily, it's not led by Steiner, but this guy's almost as good. We do outnumber him 3-1, but that's only 3-1. Steiner beat us 5-1. Well, he didn't beat us. We could only push him back when it was 5-1 in our favor. So we'll make it 4-1. Oh, he's just going to retreat. Okay, I guess that's fine. Push him back behind the river. And then we'll attack Dusseldorf from 3 directions. And it should be fairly simple to defend then. Come on. There you go. Mechanized offensive. That's what we got. Mechanized offensive. Where are you at? Right here. Alright. Good organization now for our units there. We could be going for superior firepower, but I don't think we have the manpower to really take advantage of having 5 brigades in each division. Like, we are losing manpower very rapidly. Just ridiculously rapidly. I remember when we were at 300. That was fantastic. So we're going to nix that idea, basically, and work on Blitzkrieg. Just give our armored units a little bit more in the way of organization. Sounds fine to me. Counterattack in Bergens. Has no chance. And I guess we didn't fully move into this province yet, so I probably jumped the gun a little bit. But I think we're going to be okay. This is the 14th Panzer Division. We're doing fairly well because they are attacking while we are attacking them. They're also in the mountains, so they're not... well, this is just the hills, actually. So they're not really being taken complete advantage of. It's not their specialty, this area. You should stop. You should stop that. Well, there goes all your organization. Good job. And then let's use the Marines, because all of these provinces are across the river. Let's just support attack with you. Move in with you. Regular infantry is fine. Support the attack with you. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit rough, I think. Okay, so we've got an attack width of 20. They can only deploy 4. They do have this unit, but he already lost all of his all of his organization. We are being attacked in Oberstdorf, and we have won Oberstdorf. Oh, that was this one. Okay, that's fine. Continue to move up. It looks like they're just pulling back, and then we'll move another 3 units to there, and then we're going to use our support attack in this province to try to push the Germans out of here. Kempten. Should be fine. Yeah, we got 80% already. Dusseldorf is going to be a tough fight, and we are being counterattacked in Köln. But there goes that counterattack. Wasn't really a serious counterattack anyway. Yet again, they're attacking us across the river with a mountain division, only attacking at 22% efficiency. That is reducing the attack efficiency of our units because they need to defend their flank at the same time they're actually attacking, but it's a Hungarian division, so I'm not too worried about it actually doing very much damage. Speaking of down here, we haven't been attacked again in a while, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Soviets are having just as much problems as we are, so I'm not feeling too bad about that. But they are still, they're within 70 kilometers of Berlin. It's going very well for the Soviets. I'd like to take Dusseldorf. Crack open the Rhine. It's Major General von Bismarck's 1st Heavy Armored Division standing against... Jesus, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 separate divisions. Infantry, British Marines, mountain troops, fighting 8-1, defending the streets of Dusseldorf. What an, like, my goodness. We have low-skilled generals, old guard, crossing a river, into urban terrain, super heavy armored, and they're doing counterattacks, suicidal counterattacks, but counterattacks nonetheless, across the river into urban environment. And once again, we built our entire army based around the idea that we need to take this land and hold it, right? We have a defensive army, and honestly, we don't even have that. We have the army that the British have been sending over the channel for us. I am not very impressed with. So we're using what we can. We're putting to use the army we have, so that we can't. I mean, we can't let the Russians have all the glory, can we? No. So pushing in through here, we're getting darn close to linking up our lines. It's fantastic. Continue pushing forward. Let's push forward in this province too. Let's do a support attack from here, though. Yeah, it should be fine. And where to from here? I really thought that would dislodge some of these units, but they don't want to be moving. They don't want to move at all. Okay. So we continue to shift. I suppose we'll hold here. This is hills. Yeah, I don't want to move into the woods as our primary defensive position. So we'll take Leutkirch. We'll use 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, I don't know, do we need a supporting attack? No, it's just an HQ division. So we'll hold off here with these guys, let them reorganize for a little bit. We've got the 1st Armored Corps into position. Can't believe I haven't used them before. And we'll use them to push into Mainz here. So we're going to have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and, we'll just put the rest over there and over there. Almost taken Dusseldorf. Push them out of there. Come on. Come on. All right. Yeah, it was excuse me. It was an expensive fight. Almost 3,000 of ours. About half of that for them. And here's the counterattack that we're going to need to weather. There's the 5th Panzer Division yet again, supported by the 11th Panzer Division. We are getting people into this province, though. And yeah, tanks take a negative 70% penalty when attacking into urban environment. And they're attacking from there. Yeah, I suppose we might as well do a little counterattack just to prevent them from attacking too well. Did they break that off? They did. They broke off the 11th. So we'll break off our counterattack. And it looks like they're just attacking from Essen now with the 5th Panzer Division. We'll let them. We have more units we can cycle in here if we need to. And speaking of more units to cycle in, let's start moving a little bit of units over in that general direction. Should be fine. Got the tanks moving to the front. You are in position. This is going to extend our line a little bit further than I'd like it to be extended, but I think we can survive it. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be across the river into defensible terrain, but it's hopefully not going to be that big of a deal. Okay, very well experienced general. We are taking down his organization fairly quickly, and we do outnumber him like 5-1, so not too worried about it. We are having supply difficulties at home with regards to fuel, which is weird because once we took over Italy, we just had endless amounts of supplies and fuel. Like, it's a ridiculously large windfall. Dusseldorf, we're doing all right. I would prefer if he broke off his darn attack, though, because this is not letting us regain organization, which is really what he's doing. He's biding time until he can throw his 11th Panzer Division back into the fight. It's going to be fairly expensive for him, but it's going to make it more expensive for us too, and I'd prefer that it not be expensive at all. See, he just threw his 11th Panzer Division back into the fight, and we still need to wait another few hours before we can do that counterattack again. It's going to be the exact same counterattack. Really expensive. Just trying to get him to break off his attack on Dusseldorf. Okay, he did break off his attack on Dusseldorf, but in the meantime, we basically need to keep that attack going on. Slightly better airplanes is nice. Let's continue researching better airplanes, see if we can actually wrest control of a sky somewhere from the Germans. I'd really just love it if you would break off your attack. See, that's part of the problem as well. We don't really have any hard attack units. We've got engineers and marines, and they're British, so I don't know how well upgraded these anti-tank weapons are. I don't know what level they're at. Oh, Canada. What? Okay, well, Canada has decided to do a naval landing, a naval invasion, up in the north of Germany. Well, this is getting interesting. Thank you, Canada. That's fantastic. And on that note, I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you much for joining me yet again. I'm speechless. I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what to say. Canada usually doesn't do anything in these games. And, I mean, in real life, after World War II, Canada had I believe it was the second largest army in the world out of the surviving Allied powers. It was the second most powerful army in the world. Sorry, not the second, the third. You had the United States and the Soviet Union, and then it was Canada, because everyone else was just so decimated, so destroyed. Although maybe that isn't counting the nationalist Chinese, because they were still sort of fighting a civil war. I'm not certain. I might be hearing something completely wrong. But yet again, okay, so this is outro number 2. I'll see you all next time. Thank you much for watching.